not struggling, but it's making a pretty cool thing, didn't get a lot of attention, and then a couple of the PhD students for a summer project pumped what had recently been open source the Quake engine into Tinmouth and produced AR Quake, and they all of a sudden got all this attention. And so there's this real thing about bringing this virtual world, and then you literally walk around the campus, and we'll see pictures later, and you shot stuff. And that was really the first opener, the real eye-opener to say, this immersion into a real space changes the way that you really interact with that technology and you engage a lot more. And then we saw that with, at the same time, Second Life was around. So, the other alternative, which Dan will talk about, like VR and AR, or VR environments. But the first thing that people did in Second Space, and now we're seeing in Minecraft, is they reconstruct the real world in that virtual space. So there's something about that placemaking, wanting to be where you are. We're going to talk about a few of them, but I'll just give you a bit of. So that was 2000, and then later on I started to get in about 2001, 2002, but it was about 2000 where the security around satellites was reduced. So all of a sudden, from only having accuracy of say 50 meters, you can now get an accuracy of 5 meters. So that really allowed the advent of geocaching. And so to me, geocaching is probably one of the first large-scale location-based platforms. 2004, Glass Theory brought I Like Frank to Adelaide Fringe, or Adelaide Fest. No, it was Fringe. It was a Fringe event. And again, that was pretty much like story time. So back then they were using the 3G network, which was only available in Adelaide, and walking around with these big Japanese phones and interacting with people in virtual places. You had to go to the next position. 2013, we started to see location-based technologies start to be adopted by ad tech. The reason being is because I think the advertisers saw the real value in knowing where people were at and where people were interacting. And I don't think we had the fidelity yet for the gaming environment. And so we saw game phones come out by Virgin Mobile in about 2013. At the same time, we helped Lucas Robbins do an app for Fringe again, called I Like Frank. Called Now We Can Talk. And again, interacting with the real world, but with a virtual narrator. About 2014, I started playing Ingress, and although it was launched in 2012, so that's 4 years before Pokemon came out. And that was actually the guys who originally did Google Earth. They wanted to leave Google and start up their own startup, and this was the first project that I guess Google entrepreneur and said, stay, we'll fund it, and develop it out. And then Pokemon effectively came out after that happened. They got kicked out of the Google camp, and I guess that was their kind of their farewell gift, saying here's a relationship with Nintendo, because a year earlier they'd done the whole Pac-Man thing and kind of built up that relationship with Nintendo. So yeah, that's a bit of a background story. I probably went over some materials that are going to come later, but I thought I'll get in there.
Just to give a little context, I've spent about 15 years in the video games industry as a 3D artist. Started working at Ratbag and then moved on to several other companies actually. And spent some time also in Hong Kong working with some AR technologies, which I'll touch on a little more a bit later. One thing we didn't mention, I didn't mention at the start, is that you would have seen the Munneke logo up there, which along with the Nextfaze logo. So the Munneke is a subsidiary of Nextfaze, and that's the games development so Derek's already touched a little bit on the location-based services. He was telling me while we were preparing for the presentation at Pub yesterday, he was telling me a little bit about the early accuracy of GPS, the differential GPS systems, and they had in fact, because they were so accurate, started to introduce errors just to avoid any concerns there might be about the system being used for military targeting, which I thought was pretty crazy. So that, like you mentioned, the fidelity of those systems wasn't really accurate enough to do what we can do today. Did you want to have anything? So
that was, sorry, just going back. So yeah, that was one of my earlier comments saying, ad tech adopted it first because they saw the value in the data, and now as technology, network, graphics, and these mini computers have got stronger. Now I think it's launching into entertainment rather than just commercial media. So that was how originally the people were paying thousands of dollars a month to get and ad tech was one of the first areas really using that, and now it's effectively available in your mobile phone. I'm going to have a bit of a go. So, Pokemon Gone, as it's now called, it wasn't found, it's died pretty quickly. The reason why, and I think if you get into Ingress, resist.sa.net, you'll notice that it's a community. And I've tried to get Dan into Ingress.
And every other space.
And he kind of, what's in it for me? And I think that location, that involvement, and that sense of place is really important when you first start, but it does tend to wear. And moving forward, I think it's the community. So in Ingress, you can actually talk to other players and view other players' stats. And that's actually what's going to keep people in. However, there's a lot of grief in the system because of that as well, which I think, Pokemon called probably wasn't trying to avoid, which is why they left that out to adjust outside.
I think this word that Pokemon Go just trading heavy on the Pokemon Go. But there are various design considerations that introduced to as Derek says, the social component would probably make Pokemon Go give it longevity, more engaging. My kids play it, that's why I play it. They'll see other kids that have a Pokemon t-shirt or a Pokemon hat, and I'll immediately start talking to them. My daughter will even, if anyone's looking at their phone like this, ask them if they're playing Pokemon Go. So there's definitely a huge opportunity for the social aspect to be integrated into the game. So to give some context about where we feel that gaming, mobile gaming is headed, I thought it was valuable to talk about where AR is currently, the previous technologies, future technologies.
So AR being augmented reality, so virtual reality where it's all computer games, augmented, but it's some computer games and some real.
And then there's mixed reality, which we'll touch on a little later. So in the 99 AR toolkit, which has been quite a popular AR platform the past decade or so, was released, well, it was shown to the public in 99, but then released to the public, used by Washington University in 2001. So that I'll talk about how that system works shortly. And shortly after AR, I think it was 98, the wearable computer lab at the University of South Australia was established, and then they obviously got a hold of the AR toolkit and went crazy with some mobile implementation of AR Quake, which looks insanely impressive with that gear. The pixels on this screen don't do it justice, but there's a heap of gear coming off that guy's back.
That's why.
So I don't know how much this system is available on patent regulation that uses. So the time I spent in Hong Kong was working with master's students who were getting equipped with AR toolkit and building a couple of different games, including a dancing game. I don't know if anyone's played Dance Revolution, but you had a virtual person you're dancing with. I suppose that's a game for quite lonely. But another game that I thought was quite impressive was just a ball and a maze game. It's such a basic game, and you hold the card. You can see Milo playing it there with his webcam strapped to his Sony Cinematron glasses. It's very crude, but once you had it on and you're playing it, it felt like you were actually holding a game, playing it, rolling the ball around. It's very responsive and very impressive. So it gave you a taste of what the future might have.
Probably can't actually see that, but it is literally webcams stuck onto these goggles.
Yeah. So mixed reality, which I suspect everyone will hear a lot more of because it's a broader term and it covers the spectrum of virtual reality to augmented reality. And then you've got a little graph here now to conceptualize that. So hardware that's becoming available now, like the HoloLens, it can, I suppose the reason they want to follow mixed reality is they can, control the amount of virtual content that's in your field of view. Because you're able to view the real world and then the virtual stuff's projected over that visor, you can just adjust it. So it's easy to say mixed reality. You could have, you could be standing in a field, but through the visor you'll be in a building. So that's essentially VR. But then you might just be in that field and see a butterfly, and that's, I suppose that's augmented reality, just general term mixed reality. What's interesting with the HoloLens is that it's going to be completely mobile. It's going to have onboard computing from the, I'm guessing, running a light version of Windows perhaps. I guess we just have to hope they don't have Samsung batteries in this thing. So that's good. The other competing product is the Magic Leap, and that's being backed by several companies, including Google. And there's a lot of content. I think Magic Leap's probably focusing on more entertainment. They're engaging with Twitter. Peter Jackson's working on content for it. The whole thing's in Australia, which is secrecy, but I don't think it might look like. I'm sure it'll
Probably not that.
Yeah. Although that's, I mean, one of the things that people are concerned about, and probably question and challenge is whether or not people are going to wear these things in public. I would say probably not at this point. It depends on how engaging stuff is. I mean, if you're using that story city and you have really good narrative, that narrative might be enough to drive someone to wear it to just immerse themselves in the experience. But they will get smaller and more.
So when Google Glass was, came out, like the older one, and it also had onboard computing, and used to get quite warm sitting alongside your eye. It only lasted a couple of hours. But yeah, you got all these funny looks, and I think it's basically died because people didn't like big photograph. You just kind of wink at someone and it takes a photo. So yeah, it's I think in social circumstances it's going to be hard to adopt. Definitely in kind of work environments where it is just another tool, I think that's going to be the easiest adoption.
And I mean, like something like the HoloLens, you could probably retrofit it to a bicycle helmet, use Google's deep learning algorithms for safety, and do what the driverless cars are doing, so you can, as you're cycling, see warnings coming up, cameras all on your head, kind of like that. What's interesting is that Neil Stephenson, who's a novelist, whose novels I've enjoyed reading, is a member of the Magic Leap team, so he's advising them. I don't know how, but I suspect maybe, I have no idea.
Given Magic Leap is entertaining, you assume it's helping the narrative, but it's kind of cool to see that.
So Neil Stephenson, like I think in Snow Crash, he writes about data goggles, access to the metaverse, and like the memory's pretty vague, I should check that. But I thought, if Neil Stephenson's getting a credit, I should have one of my favourite authors included there, William Gibson. Virtual Light is about some sunglasses that get stolen, but they're AR glasses, and they help the the redevelopment of the entire San Francisco Bay Area. So it's really topical about urban planning and AR and stuff. So, how does the old technology compare with the new technology? As I mentioned, like AR Toolkit it requires patterns, and you need to train it with those patterns. You don't want to stick these patterns up. Like you'd rather not. I mean, it's cool for its time, but it's a little bit tedious.
Walking around the wearable computing lab, there were these patterns just everywhere in the lab. That's what the systems were using to triangulate themselves when you build training.
So the new systems, HoloLens, and I suspect Magic Leap, they're doing real-time spatial mapping and object occlusion, which means that it is on the fly in real time creating geometry that is being mapped over the real world, so then you can interact with the virtual world. And the object occlusion stuff's insane. You can have objects moving past, like virtual objects moving past real world objects, and they will appear to be moving behind those real world objects. services that Derek was speaking about, and the mobile, like those headsets, are obviously going to be combined right now. So, to put this in context, planning, I'd ask Mark to provide some questions that was topical, and I then forwarded those questions on to some former colleagues who are game designers in the industry. So Jason Stone, who I work with at Funcom, who's now working at PlayStation, provided some feedback, as to Jay Weston, who's the worker with game design, who I work with at iPad. What are the considerations that's in the physical location suitable for an outdoor game? And this is tricky. I mean, with the technology, talking about AR and mixed reality headsets, you can be anywhere doing anything essentially. So it's extremely varied. So like one of the key things that the designers flagged was the safety issue, obviously. In Pokemon Go, when it was released initially, they didn't consider people driving, trying to play the game, crashing their cars and so on. So, with these augmented reality headsets, you want to consider the amount of visual noise that's being displayed that might distract from the real world. You might want to consider geofencing, so the devices may be deactivated in particular areas and so on.
Like nuclear areas. Did you hear about the Nintendo at the same time they were actually trialling, after they released Pokemon Go, they were trialling some of their other games. So they did a very similar AR type thing where you kind of put it up and then it was based on Mario Kart. So as you're driving down the street, you have to collect coins. But I mean, I guess Pokemon Go and Ingress, like they have these lockouts. Both of them had them from the beginning. If you're moving too fast, you couldn't interact. But I think they just had to make it a little bit more explicit, saying.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so a lot of people just like trying to capture something, trying to spin it, hack the portal. It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't work because they were speed locked. But it wasn't explicit enough, and so now they just told you don't travel so fast. My mother complains because on her walk to work, she constantly gets asked if she's the passenger or the driver while she's walking.
So, I mean, this is very much a Derek question. He knows a lot about this. So, what is the infrastructure required to support game? I'll just touch on the design aspect. It's just about the visual load. It's obviously going to load the processor. So that may